Well, it's quick lick time here in the Bender Bunker. I believe this is number 4 in the quick lick series. And this quick lick's designed to give you a Bender lead guitar jumping off point idea to play over what I consider probably the 3 most common chords you encounter in country and western and blues for that matter, which is E, A, and B seventh. And in this case, the kind of rhythm I'm talking about goes along the lines of this. You've heard it before, you know it, you love it, and here's the lick we're going to be learning to go over that. So real simple, but a great starting off point when you're playing over E, A, and B seventh. Also at the end of this video, I'm going to do the same kind of lick, start at the same part, and when we get to the rest of it, I'm going to take an octave up to remind you that sometimes even simple licks like what I just did, when you take them up an octave higher, you get more mileage out of them. And that's going to sound along the lines of... So there you go. If that sounds good, you want to be involved in this quick lick number 4, go grab that bender and let's get to it. All right, let's move up close for the hot fretboard action and knock out this quick lick number 4 in E. And basically we are going to be starting with the 7th shape for E. And that's the 7th shape I always talk about in my twang box video. And basically what we're doing is we're going high E 4th, B string 3rd, and G string 4. So we're making that 7th shape for your E. Now my index finger's on the B string, and I'm doing my ring finger for the high E, which leaves my middle finger for the G string on the 4th. And we are starting the party by hitting the B string on the 3rd and bending it up. Then you come in on the high E on the 4th, back to the still bent B, high E open, back to the bent B, letting it down, resolving on the G string 4th. And when I played it, it sounded like this in the opening. So that's the rhythm of it, but the actual notes of it are B string, 3rd fret being bent, keeping it bent, high E 4th, back to the bent B, high E open, back to the bent B, letting it down, and then G string on the 4th. That's the first section. Now it's advantageous that we've got our middle finger on that G string on the 4th, because all we have to do is slide it down to the G string on the 2nd, because that's where we need it to be next. And actually when you do it in context, sliding it down actually kind of frets that note, so it sounds like this. See, I'm already there. I don't have to really pick it again. Okay, that's the second part. So we've got our middle finger down here on the G string 2nd. I'm hitting the bender, although I'm not hitting the B string yet. I've got the bender activated. I'm using my ring finger to go to the high E 2nd, back to the G string 2nd, high E open. Then I'm hitting the bent B and letting it down, and then hitting the G string on the 2nd again. So it sounds like this. And when you hit that bent B and let it down, I think you should really try and let it down in a very exaggerated motion to make it obvious that you've got a bender. Okay, so from the top. And then the next thing we do is we're going into our twang box shape, which is the index finger on the top, 2 on the 2nd, and the G string on the 4th with your ring finger. That is your twang box shape for the B 7th that we're covering on this. So we're coming out of this. Then we're going to do. And the way we do that is we've got our index finger on the top 2. We're going to start by bending the B, hitting the B string and bending it. And then we're taking our little finger coming up to the high E on the 4th, back to the bent B, high E on the 2nd that we've already got covered, back to the bent B and then letting it down, and then the G string on the 4th. right, from the top. Now it's fortunate that we're already in the twang box shape here, because all we're going to do is take this exact shape and move it up to cover the E and resolve on the E. And we do that by taking our index finger up to the 7th fret. That allows our G string with our ring finger to fall in on the 9th, and we get that twang box shape to end things out for E. All right, so from the top. Now what I've done, you heard me play the rhythm at the beginning. I actually put that into my loop pedal. Let me go ahead and hit the loop pedal and play the lick we just learned over it for context. Here we go. Okay, so that's basically the lick. Now, as I promised you, I'm going to show you a slight variation. We're going to start in the exact same point as we did with this lick, and then when we get down to the rest of it, I'm going to kind of play a variation of an octave up, just as a good reminder that a lot of what we learned down here sounds just as good up here and gives you a little bit more mileage for the lick that you're learning. So that's going to sound basically like this. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're starting in the exact same fashion. And then what we're doing is we're going up here to make the twang box shape for the A that we're going to cover, the 2nd chord of the 3-chord progression. And we're doing that by taking our index finger on the 12th, top 2 on the 12th, and of course the ring finger on the G string 14th, which is the twang box shape for A. So. That's the lick we're going to do, which, by the way, is basically the same lick that we were doing down here for the B. So we're starting by hitting the B string on the 12th, bending it up. Our little finger on the high E 14th, still bent B. High E 12th that you already got covered. B down, resolving on the G string 14th. And then we take that shape, move it up 2 for the B, give it 2 benders. Bender's still up, pick it. The 3 notes on the high E down. So again, that's. Take that exact shape to where we resolved in the first half of that lick, which is down with your index finger on the 7th, top 2. Same way we resolved the first half of the lick. So again, I'm going to play with the loop pedal the first half of the lick we learned, then I'll go up for the octave and we'll hear it all together. Let's do that now. So there you have it. It's a quick lick in E, little jumping off point for you when you want to start trying something over the classic E, A, and B 7 patterns. So I hope that was helpful for you. And as always, it is never too late to go on a bender in the Bender Bunker. I appreciate you watching. There's always an opportunity to subscribe to this channel at the end of this video if you haven't done so already. I encourage you to do so because we're going to have lots of more bending action in the weeks and months to come. So that's all for now. Go get your bender practice set up, and I'll see you next time here at the Bender Bunker. Thanks for watching.